Welcome to the O'Neill Report. I'm Scott O'Neill, and Kay will be joining us shortly, but today's subject is on radon. What is radon, and how does it affect the buyer and the seller when they go to purchase or sell their home? So that's the big question. But first, to cover that topic, we really need to find out what radon is and how it affects us. Radon is a naturally occurring radioactive gas produced by the breakdown of uranium in soil, rock, and water. So radon is the leading cause of cancer, lung cancer, in non-smokers, and the second leading cause of lung cancer for the general public. Now, all this information that I'm giving you today can be found at epa.gov/radon. So radon can enter when it breaks down into a gas in the soil. It enters through the basement or slab of your home, and even if you live on a slab, where the wall meets the slab, you have a joint there. It can still come through that joint. So even if you live on a slab, radon can still enter your home. So what does radon have to do with buying or selling a home in our area? Well, I think the best way for me to show you that is to look at a map. So this is an EPA map of radon zones, and the red area are the probability is higher that you have radon. The tan area is to a lesser extent, and the yellow area is still called zone 3, which is less than that. So the red area is potential for elevated indoor radon levels. So what they're saying is that your radon level could be higher than 4 if you live in the red area. Now, does this mean if you live in the red area that you have radon? No, it doesn't, because we've experienced some different homes that have been tested, and there are some areas that have higher radon than others. So when these companies come in and test for radon in your home, they test for picocuries per liter, and what they're saying is a test of 4 or higher picocuries per liter is the red zone, and then that's zone 1. Zone 2 would be 2 to 4 picocuries per liter, and zone 3 would be less than 2 picocuries. So let's look at the Nebraska map, and you can see in northeast Nebraska, where we're located, across the river from Yankton and right in that area, we are in the greater than 4 picocuries per liter. So that just means that you could have radon, okay? So, or the chances are greater. So let's look at the South Dakota map. Now in southeast South Dakota, we're in Yankton County, and you can see we're in the red area too. So that is a reason that a lot of times on purchase agreements that you will see a radon test requested by the buyer to buy a home. I also wanted to mention that you can't see, smell, or taste radon, so the only way that you would know it was there is by testing, okay? And also, this EPA site that I pointed out, epa.gov/radon, if you go to that site, it will give you information on tests that are available to do in-home tests for every state, and where to send off to get that test, and you can test your own home and then send it in. And it also gives maps of all 50 states with the radon analysis with zones 1, 2, and 3. So let's say hi to Kay O'Neill.
Hello.
And we're at the point now where we want to talk about the steps that the buyer or the seller would go through related to radon in a purchase agreement. So the EPA says that 4 or greater picocuries per liter, if you get a test higher than 4 or higher, then that they recommend that the radon condition be mitigated.
Right, and at that point, typically if it is higher, 4 or higher, then the buyer will ask the seller to install a radon mitigation system. Of course, this is a negotiation process, so the seller would decide whether they are going to do that or not. So it has to be worked out in some way or another as far as that radon mitigation system, if it's going to be put in by the seller or not.
Okay, so if it's below 4, then no action is taken, is that right?
Generally, because the EPA recommends it be mitigated if 4 or greater. So typically, yeah, it's kind of just deemed as acceptable radon limit.
So if you liked our video, you could subscribe and like our page, and the next time we have a video, you'll be the first to see it.
See you.